How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys having a great and exceptional evening. It's been a minute since I've just done a poem like this, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. And we'll go from there, all right? It's going to be called Why Hip Hop is Dead in 2022. Up, I am very, very fed because the year known as 2022 is the year that hip hop isn't alive, family. It's basically dead. And it's not for the average reasons that constantly have been put into the younger generation's head. It's for the specific reasons that fall into the hip hop category of straight up and all crazy treason. Now, one might ask the question, how? It's because the once upon a time hip hop buzz that used to crawl through my mental system with today's current environment, I'm going to just have to dismiss them. Now, you may ask why. That to the wonderful hip hop movement, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Because with people like FatJoe and Busta Rhymes talking nonsense, I feel like I am walking around with an open fly. When it comes to popular rappers like Mr. FatJoe and Busta Rhymes, and I truly find that in today's world of 2022, they have become the blind leading the freaking blind. The hip-hop foundation of Black American culture is constantly going through verbal and, at times, physical assault. And if this continues, I can definitely see things setting off on multiple levels and in multiple areas, because within the music industry, numerous amounts of hysteria. So, what used to be known as hip-hop is basically dead, because diversity in music is what for years has been needed, especially by people who are call me crazy, well read. But it's so much easier to fool people who drink heavily and do lots of drugs before they go to bed. Even in today's information age world, people can still get away not only spewing hate and their own agenda, then smile in your face to pretend to be your best friend or your spouse, sister, or brother to the ultimate end. And even when you are in a bind, they go out of the way to lend a wonderful helping hand. You still land flat on your face, looking like an ultimate disgrace to not only your family, but you would or definitely become the national face of racketeering and ratchetry and thuggery. And when most of us listen to the music, we mostly say that it is above me. But it's definitely not, and we went from this is why I'm hot to buying up the block to now Cardi B throwing around a bunch of cocks. Now me, family, I am all about buying up the block and definitely a bunch of stocks, definitely around multiple global economic clocks. However, too much of today's hip hop is like sitting out in the sun. Food is just basically rots, making the items worthless, deadly, and not have any kind of purpose. And if and when they come back to the surface, they will definitely appear as something incredible, but their message will forever remain unclear. And that's why in today's world, so many people out there live in constant fear. I will be going live talking about the young man who unfortunately was killed in Los Angeles. And unfortunately, a lot of senseless killing like this takes place on a regular basis. So I'm not going to go too much in depth in that aspect. But I was and am a true hip hop fan when it comes back to the good music that used to be around. And there's still some new good music that comes out every now and then as far as a good party song. And a song that makes you want to think and whatnot. And tells the truth about life, reality, and what happens around the United States and around the world. But for the most part, stupidity and ratchetry is a big thing. And obviously in recent events that have taken place, unfortunately, you try to put things into perspective, even when, PNB Rock was, fatally shot in South Los Angeles, as they call it today. But you see the graveyard before you, and it's not making fun of anybody who's been killed. But I think, unfortunately, the graveyard represents of the souls that have been lost due to the senseless violence that's always, unfortunately, so not always, but at times, not always, at times is associated with hip hop or just stupidity. and then you have the source of bad lyrics, and then of course, you know, people like a DJ Vlad and you know, No Jumper podcast and all these other people who make a lot of money off of the misery and suffering of people that come from these economic disparaged communities, and these people that you know, that are stupidity and they're famous for a minute, and then the moment that they get hurt or killed and whatnot, then they're making even more, they're getting even more ad revenue and viewers and all that good stuff off of these people's deaths. And hip hop is dead because the truth is not even in existence. People are just making up their own truth every single day. So that's why I say in 2022, hip hop is dead. Do the great 3 free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves or you're going to live real like a fool. Take care, family.